Good morning everyone. I've got a bit of a showcase for you for Crustle today. I've run something similar to this team before, in that it was with an Alolan Golem on the lead and with a double grass in the back. The idea being that the rock at the front is good against fire and flying, and the grass types don't like that so much, whereas the rock in the front also doesn't like water and doesn't like fighting particularly, and between poison and grass psychic, you've got to play against both of those. So, bringing it out to play again, we've got Crustle in the lead with Exeggcutor, Exeggcutor and Rock Slide. Really the only good move on Crustle is Rock Slide, but Exeggcutor is not too bad. Exeggcutor's there mostly is coverage. Bug's in not a happy place. Anyway, so we start our lead with a Dragonite. This is a good solid lead for us. We can throw Rock Slides at it and that will hurt. We put the shield up to keep the Dragon Claw off because it does still sting, even if it's neutral. Dragonite does put out a lot of damage. But we can throw Rock Slides in return, and we get a shield. Now, part of the idea here is that we have to switch out to draw out any counters, so we are going to have to look for a switch, so we're probably going to do that after the next Rock Slide. Just go for a switch perhaps? No. Well, we've got an alignment which is good for us, which is a flyer, so we stay in, and there's Dragon Claw coming through, takes us out. Now that leaves us in a not ideal position, because obviously we've only got two grasses in the back. However, one of the bigger threats to them is the Dragonites, so we bring Exeggcutor in and start nibbling away with psychic damage. They go for a switch to a Scavalier, which is a bit of a horror story. Crustle would have been quite good against this, so again, I should have switched really. If I had, I'd have brought a Scavalier out, Crustled it, and then gone around with Dragonite for round 2. But that's how it goes. And Aerial Ace is going to take us out there, and yeah, this is not going to go too well, is it? Frenzy Plant is double resisted by this, and the poison moves are also resisted by it, so I think we're toast. Yeah. So there you go. That's what happens if you don't follow the strategy. The strategy is to swap out Crustle quickly and bait out their hard counter like a Scavalier, and then sweep up afterwards. I think we'd have still had a rough time, but we'd have had more play against Dragonite with both Venusuar and Exeggcutor, because we've got the poison move and we've got the psychic move. As you can see, we took out Dragonite quite easily there, with no shields left admittedly, but I don't think whatever they've got in the back is going to be much chance. No, it's a Snorlax. We might get to a Frenzy Plant, and we did. Okay, we got to Frenzy Plant, but it's still not going to help. It's not going to do enough. Now, I mean, there's a possibility that something in the back would have been vulnerable to it, so we did have a chance going. Maybe we'd got lucky and there'd be a Swampert there, but it wasn't not to be. Good game to my opponent. Okay, so let's try again then. Crustle versus Crustle. Okay, having gone from seeing not very many of these, that's a double the number I've seen. So they're throwing rocks at us, and we're throwing Exeggcutors at them. So our moves are being resisted, and theirs are super effective. However, we're getting to the Rock Slide quite a lot faster, so we are getting the shields off them. So there you go, another Rock Slide. Going to get the shield again, I hope. If not, this will take them out, because there we go. Look at that! Wow. Not quite. They get to their Rock Slide, they finish us off. But they've gone down a shield to do that. So we're happy with conceding the switch here. So in comes Venusaur, finishes it off. Bug is a threat to grass, and there's Gallade. Well, that's a nuisance, but we've got a Gallade counter here, Exeggcutor, and Swampert comes out. So Exeggcutor's really got to do our work here. We've got to finish the job with the grass type taking on Swampert. It's not a great matchup though, I have to say, because Swampert does cut his charge moves very fast, and it's got Sludge Wave. We have a problem. However, we call the Sludge Wave, so great, we've shielded it, and we're going to go for the Seed Bomb. This will take out the Swampert, and this gets us aligned with the Gallade in the back, and we've got a shield lead on them. So I think we're in a good place now, because actually Gallade, well, we resist everything they throw at us while stealing neutral in return, so we can afford to shield. And there's Leaf Blade coming through. That would have hurt, but it wouldn't have hurt enough, and we're going to be able to finish off and get to the Psychic. There we go. This will hit for super effective. No, it won't. It'll be neutral because the Psychic and the Fighting cancel out. But it's still plenty enough to take out Squishy Gallade. Thank you. Goodbye. So next up, we've got Crustle leading into a Toxicroak. So this is a not so great lead. Toxicroak is a problem for all of my team. However, if I can get the confusion onto it, well, there we go. Didn't last long, but the confusion did take big chunks of it, and they bring out another water type. So we're just going to go straight into the Seed Bombs against Gyarados, and we're going to nibble away. Now, because we know we really want to preserve the confusion in the back for the Toxicroak, we are going to shield here and shield the crunch. That would have hit us super effective, that would have hurt. Then out comes the next one, and Seed Bomb going through. Right. Toxicroak isn't so much a problem for Venusuar, but it does resist the moves. It is still very squishy though, and oh. Okay, so Exeggcutor is going to take us out here. We're going to get the Crustle Shuffle on and get to a Rock Slide. Okay, water moving coming probably. That's going to be super effective, so we shield. There we go. And incoming rock. So one of the problems with fighting here is that, well, fighting types resist everything we can throw, but we're just going to gamble on the fact that Toxicroak is pretty squishy. So they're going to throw a Mud Bomb. Not too bad, because again, the rock... Oh, a nice switch by my opponent to Venusuar to catch the Rock Slide in return. But that's okay, because we do actually like having a grass type to face. We're going to X-Scissor this, and use the fact that one of the few things Bug is actually useful against is grass types. So we're going to peck away with X-Scissors, and we're going to get there before another Frenzy Plant. There we go. We've taken down a lot of its health. They are almost certainly going to get to a charge move. Yep. So that means they've unloaded their energy. That's good, that gives us a little bit of energy to farm. So when we bring our Venusuar in, we can get a bit of an energy leak going on. So there we go. We're going to farm up some energy, and hopefully when the Toxicroak comes in, we're going to get to a Frenzy Plant. They resist it because of their poison subtyping, but Frenzy Plant hits extremely hard anyway. There we go, look at that. That's not bad for a resisted move, and hopefully we're going to get to the next one before they get to the double Mud Bombs. Mud Bomb is neutral to us because our poison and grass cancel out. Okay, Sludge Bomb is neutral to us too. I think they might have been better with double Mud Bombs there. They might have got to 2. But either way, I think it was looking in our favour. So, goodbye Toxicroak. Thank you, good game. You'll notice my IVs are all over the place. It's mostly because that's what I had when I was powering up. These are mostly things I've wild caught at about the right level. Right, leading to a Lapras. We don't like the water type, but they don't like the rock type in return, so we're just going to crack away with this. We might go for a switch, because again, grass does fairly well against Lapras. Usually they don't have Ice Beam. Right, so the move's coming through. It'll almost certainly be a Surf, which will be super effective, so we shield. And then we go for a switch, and we switch to the wrong thing. Their counter switch and our counter switch. Well, Gallade is a very good alignment against Venusuar, so we're just pretty much going to have to let it go here. We're at best we're going to do is take some shields whilst it confusions us and farms us for energy. However, we might get both shields off it, so that will be good. There we go. Both shields down. So that's okay. That's a reasonable trade. Gallade is a real nuisance here, so we're going to bring in Crustle again. We're going to save the Exeggcutor in the back up for the Lapras. And again, Leaf Blade coming through. Now, this was a mistake on my part, I think, because neither Bug nor Rock does a lot of damage to Crustle. So Gallade, and they switch quickly as well, which means they've caught the Bug move on something else. How irritating. But still, it does a decent peck against the Lapras, and we're going to have to do some real work with his Exeggcutor to finish the job, but we might manage it before it gets the move off. Yep, so against the Gallade in the back, that's going to do well, but Gliscor, and now I've not seen that for a while, but this isn't going to do too well against Gliscor. I mean, the grass is neutral because of the poison and flying cancelling out, but the incoming dark and flying moves are super effective, so that's really going to be hurting us. And there we go. Go again to my opponent. Exeggcutor is a very squishy choice. I mean, it's kind of fun, and it does counter. Alright, so Charizard lead. This is great for us because Charizard really doesn't like rock moves. We switch to Tangrowth, so we switch to Venusaur, which is our grass countering grass type. We double resist all their grass moves. We don't resist their rock slides, but we do have Sludge Bomb on our side as well. So we throw a Sludge Bomb. And if this hits them, this will do a huge amount to them because it's super effective and it's the same type attack bonus. There we go, look at that go. So we peck away with the grass moves. We can afford not to shield here and we'll still win. So the Rock Slide comes through, our health gets a bit lowered, but that's okay. We're going to peck away, we're going to get some energy built up, and whatever comes in is going to get hit by a high damage move. Even resisted. So Exeggcutor, Sludge Bombs coming through. And there's another one I haven't seen for ages. I mean, I thought I'd been quite unusual in using it, but we're going Eggy versus Eggy. But fortunately they're quite squishy, so this isn't so long and excruciating as a Cresselia face-off. So swapping Psychic, and it goes to the Charizard, so we'll just throw a Psychic at that. It's neutral, so it won't like it at all, because again, Charizard's pretty squishy. There we go. So in we come with the Crustle Shuffle. Their fire moves still hurt. Blast Burn will be neutral, but it still does a huge amount of damage. It's a monstrous move. So we are just going to go for the greedy farm down and nibble away at Charizard with an a Fury Cutter. However, now we find the Exeggcutor in the back. Well, Exeggcutor's double vulnerable to Bug. This is really going to hurt. This is one of the places where Bug moves don't totally suck. So there we go, X-Scissor. Look at that, wow. Good game to opponent. There we go. So, a few matches there, reasonable success rate. I was actually a little bit surprised, I didn't think it would do quite as well as that. Exeggcutor is a very squishy choice. However, the propensity for Gallades in the meta does actually mean its value has increased a little bit. Overall, its rating is, well, pretty poor actually. I think it's rank 160 or so on PvPoke. But hard countering Gallade does have a place. Being super effective against Venusaurs has a place. And psychic damage just generally is unusual, so people aren't often ready for it. Although, ironically, if they come bringing a Crustle, then I'm in trouble. So it goes. I hope you enjoyed that. I quite enjoyed playing that one. I might bring it out again actually later, but I might go back to the Alolan Golem. You have a good day now, and thanks very much.